All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our coaching session. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of public international law. It's going to be an exciting journey, so strap in and let's kick off this adventure.
Hi everyone. Wow, today's topic sounds, really intense and like, what exactly is public international law?
Great question. Public international law, in essence, governs the relationships between countries. Think of it like the legal framework that countries use to play nice with one another. For instance, when two nations sign a treaty to combat climate change, that treaty is a product of public international law. Imagine you're throwing a massive party, and you've got guests from different neighborhoods. You set some ground rules so everyone gets along, right? That's exactly what countries do.
Oh, got it. Wow, that makes sense. So it's kind of like diplomatic rules? But, what happens if someone breaks those rules?
Excellent follow-up. If a country breaches international law, other nations might respond in various ways. They could impose sanctions, take the matter to court, like the International Court of Justice, ICJ, or even resort to diplomatic negotiations. Picture a schoolyard. If one kid breaks the rules, the others might decide to exclude them from the game until they apologize.
Interesting analogy. So like, does the ICJ actually have power over countries, or is it more like a suggestion?
The power of the ICJ. It's fascinating. So, it functions like a referee in the game. It can settle disputes, but its rulings rely heavily on the consent of the states involved. For instance, if two countries, let's say Brazil and Argentina, have a disagreement, they can choose to take it to the ICJ. However, if they choose not to abide by the court's ruling, there's really not much the ICJ can do to enforce it. It's all rooted in trust and mutual agreement, sort of like how friends resolve conflicts.
Wow, that makes it sound so, fragile. Like, what if they just decide to ignore the referee altogether? Isn't that risky?
Absolutely. It's a delicate balance. Countries have to value the international system enough to obey its rules. If they don't, it can lead to chaos. Just imagine a world where everyone ignores the rules. It would be a free-for-all. Historical examples, like the lead-up to World War II, show us just how dangerous ignoring international norms can be.
Right. And, I don't mean to get sidetracked, but have you ever thought about how this relates to social media? Like, if there's no moderation or rules on a platform, it can turn into a total mess. Laughs.
Exactly. Social media platforms are a perfect analogy. Just like nations need laws to guide their relations, online communities need regulations to manage interactions. Without them, conflict escalates, and discourse can spiral out of control. Think of it as setting guidelines for respectful debate online. It's crucial for a healthy environment.
Ooh, I love that. So moving on to the ICJM, I've heard it submits reports about its activities. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. The ICJ submits an annual report on its activities, and it's presented to the United Nations General Assembly, not the Security Council as many might mistakenly think. It's like giving an annual performance review. They detail what they've achieved and any cases they've handled. This transparency is vital for accountability and understanding the role they play in maintaining peace.
I see. So, how often do they report back? Is it like once a year or more frequently?
That's right. Once a year, typically in the fall, when the General Assembly convenes. This ensures that member states are kept in the loop and can discuss and assess the effectiveness of the ICJ's work. Similar to how a company might hold annual meetings to review their performance and set goals, right?
So interesting. And this leads us to other questions of international law. For example, I read about this definition of aggression that was adopted. Was that under any specific resolution?
Great catch! Yes, the definition of aggression was adopted under Resolution 3314, which dates back to December 14, 1974. It's a key element, as it clarifies what constitutes an act of aggression. Contentious territory, right? You wouldn't want to have vague terms during international disputes.
Right? Haha, that would be like trying to settle an argument without knowing the rules of the game. So are there like guidelines for corporate social responsibility in international law too?
Definitely. CSR has become increasingly relevant as businesses recognize their impact on society and the environment. There are various international bodies that set guidelines, encouraging companies to operate ethically and responsibly. It's basically the business world's way of saying, hey, we can do good while doing well.
Wow, that's amazing! I love how laws not only govern countries but also help businesses be more, socially responsible.
That's the goal. As we keep discussing these topics, think about the ripple effects of public international law and how they influence everything from diplomacy to corporate ethics. It's all interconnected.
I could totally see that. But, what's the relevance of the chapters in the UN Charter when it comes to the Pacific settlement of disputes?
Fantastic question. The UN Charter's Chapter 6 lays out the procedures and approaches for the peaceful resolution of disputes, emphasizing negotiation, mediation, and reconciliation. Imagine it as a user manual. It guides nations on how to fix issues without resorting to conflict.
Ooh, that's really cool, like using dialogue and communication instead of fighting.
Absolutely. Let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of these frameworks. They emphasize peace over conflict, understanding over ignorance. And as we wrap up this session, I hope you can see the significance of every question we've discussed. It's not just dry law, it's alive and impactful.
This has been awesome. I can't wait to explore more on this topic. I really appreciate you helping clarify these complex ideas for us.
Happy to hear that. And remember, stay curious. There's so much more to uncover in public international law. See you in the next class.
Bye for now. Can't wait to dive deeper.